What's happening, good people? I am Instructor Darnell Trusty of Trusty Training Solutions, and we have a new series that we are starting with you in mind. We know oftentimes you see people on here who are trying to convince you to buy these products that's going to cost you hundreds of dollars. All right, but the reality is folks who are new to the 2A community simply either don't have that budget, or let's be realistic, they don't have a need for products that cost that amount of money. So the first product we are going to review, a budget optic. We live in a world of the red dots, so we're going to review CVLIFE. So it's the CVLIFE Wolf Covert. This optic comes in at approximately $125. Now listen, I already know what some of the super gunners are going to say. You know, as cheap is not going to work. We're going to find out. Who's going to tell them? The reality is a lot of these products are made in the same factory. Right? The price you're paying for is literally the name. And we're going to show you that to be true in a few episodes. I guess you can call them episodes, installments. So this Wolf Covert, of course, I got the green dot. Because the way my eyes are set up, that green just works a little bit better for me. All right, it is multi-reticle. And I am just going to read some of the specs directly from the little manual. Window size, 22 by 28 millimeters. 3 MOA. Like I said, I've received the green dot. It is RMR-cut. What I actually liked about them is with a lot of dots, if you need an MOS plate or if you need a Picatinny rail plate, you would have to send off to request it. But this comes with your Picatinny rail, and it comes with your MOS plate. So that is definitely a win in my book already, because it comes with that. They send you 2 batteries, and of course you have your screws and your tools to put the dot on. They even send you a cover for it, something else you would have to buy with other companies. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but that glass is super clear, super clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this mounted. I'm going to mount this to, I'm going to put it on the Canik Rival dark side. I'm going to put it on the dark side. I'm going to put it on Black Betty. So I'm going to put it on, come back, let you see how it looks once it is mounted. All right, so I am back. I have my dot mounted. She's on the dark side, you know, so we don't have no trouble out of y'all. Firearm is clear, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the mag well. Clear firearm. All right, so she looks good. Let's start there. She looks fantastic. All right, now we're going to see if I can let you see the dot and how clear it is. Get you to see that dot. You can see it right there. A little focused, nice and clear. And that is a lower setting. Oh, she looks good. All right, so let you see it there. There's the dot, nice and clear, pretty crisp. Look at that. Look how clear that glass is. How clear the glass is. They sent this to us. We're going to try it out. We're going to give you an honest review. Our goal is to make sure that we're bringing you products that are not going to break the bank, but are reliable. That's why we're calling it range tested, budget approved. We might even do some torture testing on it, but we're going to be realistic. The average CCW holder, gun owner, is not going to be out here shooting in rigorous conditions, but we still want to, do some testing on it, maybe some racking on the dot, things like that. Nothing crazy. Not going to throw it out of a 12-story window or something stupid. That'll never happen to just your everyday person. But this is the CVLIFE with Covert. We're going to hit the range. We'll come back, let you know how she worked out. one in our testing, the footprint fit. First, we show you this firearm is clear. There's nothing there. All right. So the footprint fit. How does it actually fit? This is an RMR-cut optic, and it fits down in there on there perfectly. Now, the Canik Rival, it comes with an RMR plate that goes on the slide, but you'll notice there's no unnecessary gaps. All right. So the footprint fit, it gets a passing grade. The hardware quality, when we look at the screws, all of the screws were extremely sturdy. All right, they were extremely sturdy and they fit perfectly. When you look at like the hex in them, nothing looks sheared off, anything like that. And they came with a little bit of blue Loctite. We always recommend still adding more Loctite. Loctite be thy friend. All right. Then the ease of install. Got it on to the firearm in a matter of under 5 minutes. Did it hold its initial zero? It absolutely did. Took it to the range, got it zeroed, and it held the zero. Then we fired probably about 150 rounds. So we fired 150 rounds, and it still was holding zero. So in phase one, when it comes to mounting in zero, this optic definitely gets a passing grade. The next criteria, phase two, is the live fire endurance. All right. Was the reticle stable? Absolutely. It wasn't jittery. It wasn't shaking. It was a nice, bright, and crisp dot. It was bright. It never dimmed out, so it gets a passing grade for stability and for brightness reliability. No flicker or dropout. It gets a passing grade on that. And then after 200 plus rounds, it still retained its zero. So yes, in live fire endurance, it gets a passing grade. Now, the part I am excited about is the environmental stress, because if I pay for an optic, I'm not going outside and dropping it and putting it in water and all of that. I don't care what the manual says. I'm not doing it. But since we didn't pay for this and it was sent to us for us to review, we're going to go and we're going to have some fun, and I'm excited about it. So we're going to do water endurance. We're going to check the fog resistance, check about dust and debris, and see if it'll still control its function. And then we're going to go into impact and abuse. All right, we're going to drop it from 10 feet high. I am not dropping my firearm because this I paid for, so I'm not dropping it. Make sure the lens maintains its integrity, and then zero after the impact, see if it holds a zero, and make sure the reticle is still active. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start beating this thing up. All right, so after the water test, we still have a dot. So now, fog test, we're going to simply get it foggy and see if it cleans up for us. Well, might not pass the fog test. We'll see. Let's give it a second. All right. Okay. Oh, we're good. We're good. All right, so now for the drop test. Like I said, I'm not dropping an optic I paid for, but the drop test. We still have dot. All right, so we have done our torture testing, and I have to say it, everybody want to go out here and spend hundreds of dollars on optics. Now, I'm not going to celebrate too soon because I still have to remount it. There's still some dirt here. I still have to remount it, then fire it to see if it held zero. All right, so I'm going to get back to the range. I'm going to try to get it done today. If not, it'll get done next day or two, but I'm going to get this done because I need to see if this thing is holding zero. So after all the torture testing, still have functionality of the controls. All right, she's getting darker or dimmer, brighter. Yeah. So far, this little $100 optic is working just as good as my Trigicon SRO, is working just as well as my Holosuns, is working just as well as those other brands, which are amazing brands, but we cannot sleep on that in which some deem cheap. There's a difference between cheap and inexpensive. So we'll get back with you. Okay, so we've gone to the range. We did our range test, post, torture testing and environmental testing and all of that. So after two 10-foot drops, 30 minutes submerged in water, knocking it around in some dirt, fog test, and over 300 rounds, this CVLIFE Covert Wolf, or Wolf Covert, is holding its dot. The reticle is strong, it's not flickering. You can still increase and decrease the brightness level. It is still on the firearm, nice and tight. This thing performed exceptionally well. So for $100, you can get you a quality product. Listen, our loyalty is not to the manufacturers. Our loyalty is to the consumer. We want you to understand that you can get quality products and not have to break the bank. So the CVLIFE Wolf Covert has been range tested and budget approved. Go to their website, use the code TRUSTY for 10% off. As always, we love you, but God loves you best.